Okay, okay. I was in some sort of weird studio mode. Can thou hear me okay? Oh, we're back. Okay, okay. I was in some sort of weird studio mode. Okay, that's all good. Can thou hear me? Cool. Pause the stream. Actually, I won't pause the stream just in case something goes up. I have no idea how people do this normally. I need 18 different screens to have all this going on. But change of scenery, I prefer this view. Let's see if we can get everything set up. We can still hear me, good, good. We want to go to Wix. I don't know how to. I don't know how to make me more in screen. Maybe just do this. Yeah, maybe that'll do. Maybe that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. That'll probably do. All right. Assuming everyone can hear and see me. So today, I'm actually I'll start recording. Today, I'm actually pretty excited about Wix Studio. I have been doing a little bit of research, which I hadn't done really with Versely specifically last week, but Framer I'd kind of touched. But this one I've been doing research because it's definitely more of a pro tool than Webflow. They're definitely aiming themselves at agencies and enterprise rather than the freelancers and designers of Webflow. So with that, generally, it's just a more advanced tool. And I'm interested to know, I mean, it seems to do a lot of stuff that I really, really like. The only issue is, and someone raised this on Twitter, was that the interface isn't so great. And I kind of agree, like the interface is, I mean, I'm a developer and I'm a bit more boring. I'm not really taken by fancy interfaces. I couldn't really care less. I'm more like, does it do the job? But yeah, I mean, I think they know their audience, you know? The one thing I haven't looked at is actually the price. But actually, let's go through this thing. So, see that agencies and enterprises, they're aiming for the big dogs. So you got the UI there, focus on design, everything scales automatically. And this is a big thing. This is a huge, huge thing that I want to see how practical it is, because seemingly you can treat this way more like a designer than Webflow or Framer, which sounds kind of strange, but they really try and encourage you to drag and drop everything and move it to wherever you want, and they take care of everything. You can see it here, it's kind of scaling up and down. And traditionally, I don't like when font and everything scales like this. I'd be interested to know how accessible that is. Just check everything, because these mics are battery powered, so I'm hoping that they don't cut out. I have got my other microphone just in case, but yeah. So this scaling was kind of like, no one cared about it before designers were able to make a website, which sounds kind of strange. Like, you have your font size regardless of the width of the screen, and then you have a breakpoint that makes it smaller or bigger, whatever, you know. But to have this fluid type, I think is the correct terminology. This fluid type we didn't care about it. But I'm trying to be okay with that. I'm trying to like see the benefits, because really there isn't a lot of benefits. I suppose it's getting easier to do in code now, whereas to do that in code way back when, you'd be like, fuck off. So anyway, Anyway, talked enough about that. No code animations. The animations seem quite nice as well. Not as advanced as Webflow, but the defaults, these defaults are actually really nice. The easing is really, really nice. CSS experiences, so obviously adding your own CSS and stuff like that. And the AI thing seems quite strange, quite interesting. You know, you can apply AI to certain sections and it will try and figure it out. And it actually seems pretty usable, which is quite cool. Sell applications, and this is something I probably won't get into, is any kind of e-commerce, because I friggin' hate e-commerce. Like, don't want to touch it with a barge pole. And then this is the big dogs. This is the interesting stuff, the JavaScript, the way you write your custom code outside of CSS, like custom JavaScript and whatever, because you can use back end and front end. Add your own NPM packages, use VS Code, use GitHub. It seems pretty cool. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. Oh yeah, pricing. Don't actually know about pricing, but you get a lot on the free plan. I'm gonna buy it if it's like it's scaling down. The elite is the one over on the left there. Media storage, 120, 10 gig. So you already get site collaborators, which is quite nice. You already get a CMS. Is there a free version? Is there even a free version? Free domain for a year. It's quite nice for that price. Oh, mind you, that's a month. I want to know how much the free version is, because I'm pretty sure we can. Let's actually go through here. Custom domain, remove branding, widgets, responsive, analytics, custom reports, media storage, customer care, collaborators, custom roles, concurrent editing. Interesting. I wonder if that's designing. Edit and design at the same time. Do Webflow even have any kind of concurrent simultaneous editing? I don't think they do. Version management, templates, design libraries, dedicated infrastructure. Oof. Collections 15. I'm looking at the cheaper one here. External database integration. Interesting. Automatic data backups. Data requests. Yeah, accept payments. So you don't even get, with the basic, it's not really a e-commerce thing. So then the e-commerce is 20, which is a pretty good price. Drop shipping. Loyalty, yeah, so all the e-commerce stuff. Built-in infrastructure, CDN, all your normal stuff, which you'd expect. Compute. So this potentially is, I don't know. I don't know what the difference between compute and built-in. Maybe these are literally something aside to spin up. Developer tools. Enterprise, okay. Routing, I'm pretty sure that's routing for, what do you call it? Localization. Booking. Oh my God, ticketing, restaurants. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway, let's see if they have that free, because I've just signed up here, right? I think I've done one before. I did an episode on this before, but yeah. Custom templates, custom apps. Right, just create a new site and see where we get on. Start from a blank canvas. Build on the Wix Editor. No, we don't want Wix Editor. That's the childish one. We ain't no child. Yeah, because what I like about this, I don't think it does what I wanted it to do, which is, my assumption was you get access to the back-end code, which you do. You can write functions that access the CMS and all this kind of stuff, but you don't get access to the code that builds the page. So, for instance, you can manipulate the actual code before it gets rendered in the browser. Don't think you can do that. Pretty sure you can't do that. So really it comes down to how good or how manipulatable the collections are. Because what I'd love about getting access to the back-end code that renders the page in Webflow is because their collection list is limited. So with a limited collection list or a nested collection list, if you have access to the back-end code, you can actually just selectively render items that you want. And then you wouldn't have to use stuff like FinSuite's attributes and whatever. So let's delete that. Let's see. Well, actually, let's leave those because I want to talk about these. So what I like about this is it seems to mix WordPress and Webflow. It's got templates, which I really like. It encourages you to use templates. And it's just got so much going for it in terms of like integrations and stuff like that. But it's a drag and drop editor. But the odd thing is that we can add, let's run through the interface as I remember it. So you've got add elements here. Containers, shape, lines, repeaters are interesting. These are ways, they repeat elements, but not necessarily connected to CMS items. You can connect them to CMS, but a nice way to do that, iframes, blah, blah, blah. Assets, these are all your images and crap. Sections, so they are encouraging you to use these, pre-made sections and whatever. About services, blah, blah, blah. Hover sections, strange. I think containers are basically divs and whatever. Text layouts, there you go, sections. There's a lot of pre-built-in stuff. If you can see through the design of these things, maybe that'll help you utilize them a bit better. Advanced CSS grid, flex boxes, buttons. Okay. This is the pages. Wow, sorry, this is the nav bar at the side here, which is quite cool. Looks nice. Pages. These are the the template bits that we spoke about, or the components, I guess. This is just style panel for doing all of your, style guide stuff. Apps. These are nice. Yeah, I'm not sure about these. I'm a bit lost when it comes to apps specifically, but it's a ecosystem that I haven't even looked into. Collections at the site. I'm hoping we can do that. And then this is the dev mode where you get access to all the nice stuff. Let's start with the designer. Let's just start creating our classic design as put together by Leo. Maybe I'll put his details. I'll put his details in the description later on. But good friend of mine, and he is designing all of my stuff together. All right, let's do this section. I kind of want to do the components. Let's just do this section, just because we did the header last time. Hello, Xatom, you're back in the room. Let's see how this works, right? So go away. Let's choose a layout to get started or add elements. Let's just add some elements. So quick add. like I think a container is a div, I think. But this is the big one, this idea of docking, okay? And all this is paddings and margins based on percentages. And then that allows that when you shrink, it's moving kind of proportionally, but you can see it's automatically picking up the two closest sides, but then you can also change the docking to be like dock to the bottom instead. But you can see percentages here. The other weird one is that these are pixels, the X is a pixel, but you see this little star here? It's actually percentages. When it renders on the page, it's percentages. So it gives you as a designer the ability to work in pixels, but you don't have to worry about all of this automatic scaling nonsense, because that is not 700 pixels as an example, you know, as a scale down. So it's this kind of idea that I'm very much interested to work in, and I'm kind of daunted by it. But you've got relative width. So I'm guessing this doesn't change the height, but it changes the width. Yeah. But they're trying to push you on the scale proportionally. So if I want to fill this, it's definitely going to take a lot to figure out. Hey, the crew is joining. Nice. Have any of you played with Wix Studio at all yet? And if so, how do you find it? If not, what interests you about it? Because I'm already quite lost. Right, okay. I want this to fill the width. But I think, yeah, so I think there's, there is like a width. I just want this to go 100%. Oh no, hang on. That's X and Y. So height and Y. So if we go dun dun, no, can't do that. Advanced sizing. Well, let's make this anyway. So this just. Is this locked? No, I want to turn that off. Turn that off. Let's do its thing. How do I get that to fill? Or we do that. So you can see how fluid that is. Like ridiculously, like. Lock that in. So why is this fixing the height? When Flash was a thing. No, I used old Wix back. Yeah, so Wix is like completely separate. It's a different experience, I think, because when I was following some of the tutorials on this, someone was like, what professional designer uses Wix? Yeah, Wix, which is just use themes and that's it, and you can change a bit of CSS, you can write a bit of CSS, but ultimately you're limited by the themes that they have. But this is like completely different. It's like well, it is as a designer. Right, okay, so we're changing the height now. Okay. I'm genuinely a bit daunted, guys, right? I'm genuinely a bit like, what, this is an enterprise tool. This is what they're saying. This is like an enterprise tool. And I messed that up now. But it still feels like as a designer, you can just move stuff. Right, how do I add a split horizontally? So I think this grid is just showing me the wrapping grid, whereas I still need elements to whack in there. So how do I, oh, I saw that, okay. Right, we're getting somewhere. I got a Webflow client at a huge company. They asked if I could build in Wix because apparently it has the apps and all the tools. Do you know, when it comes to like Webflow, when some companies come to me, and the more I use it, the more I'm very much like apprehensive about it. But I talk about it all the time, the ceiling of Webflow is very, very small. I recently had a client where they want, it comes down to the multi-nested collection lists. And the moment you need multiple databases interacting with each other, I start to get a bit like, no, it's not right for them. Honestly, like you can do, I have no qualms, absolutely none, that Wix can build any kind of website that you want to throw at it. You've got access to the back-end code. You can create functions, so APIs that your mobile app can consume. So it's a public function that your mobile app can consume, but it's all handled within Wix that then your website can consume as well. Let's say it gets a list of users or something like that. You want to use that in your website, you can do that. But if you want an app to do it, it's just all handled here. What did you say about apps? Apparently it has apps and all the tools they need natively. What do you think, what tools are these, by the way? Because like, is that like HubSpot as an example? Like what are apps? Because we've seen like, I looked at widgets, which I don't think I'll get around to doing. You got this here. Where are the widgets? Maybe they're on the home page, but yeah. Wait, all element, no, Theodore, no, they're not. They're not all absolute positioning. It feels like absolute positioning, but they're not. It's all based, how do I not do that thing? It's all based on this system called docking, which is percentage-based paddings and margins. It feels like absolute positioning, which is like, I feel like the dream when it comes to designers, because it enables them to move something wherever you want and not have to worry about this kind of scale, because it scales automatically, because it's docked to certain areas, and the width and the height, like I say, the width, can you see that? This is pixels, but it's actually percentages. It's pretty cool. Or, sorry, it has me thinking, it has me wondering, like, is this the dream tool for designers because they don't have to worry about whatever? I feel like in recent years, since Figma has been more variables, auto layout, designers are getting very much more like mathematical and logical with regards to how they're designing things, like whatever. They've lost that fluidity, which works well with the web, but I feel like Wix have introduced this thing of docking with percentage-based paddings and margins that enables them to be a bit more fluid and artistic with the designs. I don't know, because we're in this thing of like everything's grid-like, everything's like divs and blocks and whatever. But why does it have to be like that? I think they meant CRM. Yeah, that's what I thought they meant too. CRMs and analytics. So like, you know, you can do all that with Webflow, certainly whatever, but with Wix, you can handle it in the back end. You can schedule functions that delete a collection. You know, say you've got a leaderboard. You want to and then everyone who plays the game gets added to the leaderboard, but every week that leaderboard gets cleared. You can run a function that clears that leaderboard every week or whatever it is. It's called a cron job. And this stuff is cool that it's stuff that you're able to do it in Firebase, you're able to do it on all these things, but it's all within this platform. So you still need to know code, actually not with cron jobs, but you still need to learn a bit of JavaScript for it. But all right, we haven't even freaking started yet. Right, let's go into this. I don't even know what color are we on. Yeah, I want to look at variables and whatever. Edit theme colors. So look at this. Background and text. Interesting. Let's just follow along, right? Background. This one. How do I edit that? They're very simple. Yeah, no classes, none of that stuff. And I'll be interested to see how it all handles it. Okay, so that. Let me just do that. That's better. And then this is an image, which again I like. Like, I'll give you a sneak peek, but I'm trying to introduce a new system which doesn't care. I mean, you need classes, like with Webflow, you need classes, of course, but it's a way of doing it. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it this morning, but it's a combination of Lumos and the emphasis on creating components. And I've said too much. But I do think class names are just what do you call it? An unnecessary burden. If you still need reusability, but you know, whatever that will do. That didn't work. Do I have a quick menu? Do I have a quick add? Just there. Okay. Create AI image, nice. Yeah, like, once I get used to it, I have no qualms that you'll be able to do anything you want in this tool. Yeah, they're all the same UI, really, aren't they? They're all doing this thing. Okay, so this. I want to search. I want to. So if I make that smaller now, you can see how the text all shrinks with it, and you just get that out of the box. I'm trying to be okay with it, or I'm trying to change how I perceive it. 40. So theme, heading 2, font size 40. So again, that little asterisk there, it's whether it's clamp or whatever, it's handling the percentages. It's handled by percentages in the actual eventual code. Yeah, I saw that Sam Harrison thing, and I have a sneaky suspicion he saw my video, but we'll see. I like how Framer, it's just a text, everything's just text. And then you set the style, which in turn handles the the heading level, what it actually is. So you're not having to worry about whether you need a heading or whether you need a paragraph or whatever. It's just all handled by styles. So actually this is a list, right? Let's have a look if we have a list. Text. Where might lists be, or do I know? Lists. Menu. When Kabaza, when do they want you to start that Wix project? How long have you got to learn Wix, basically? Yeah, see, I can't even find a list unless, again, it's in a paragraph or something, and then you have formatting. There you go. Now, how might I might have to do a bit of custom CSS to make the 1 the 0 or something. But for now, we'll leave it as that. Oh, here's the thing, Kabaza, like, how did you do it? Like, what were the integrations? What was the CRM? Yeah, what did they want to, what do they need to do? Just that it just needed, you just needed to include the script tag. Is that all it was? Because it's funny, like in the old days, someone would say we need a CMS, or sorry, they would say we need a WordPress website. And what they actually meant was that they needed a CMS. So it's funny how like people describe things, but they actually just mean something really basic or whatever. Right, it's still 40. And bold. See, that's a HTML tag, so. Because you can convert this to, I think they use the term stack as well. Maybe layout? Adjust cursor. But even after the project, they were like, if you learn Wix, it gives us more out of the box. I mean, it does, but like, are these technical people? Like what, sometimes they have no idea what they're talking about, to be quite frank. All right, let's see what that does. No. Oh, fucked it now. I want to make this into some sort of like Flex container or something. Definitely not as intuitive. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like the data layer thing. So it's not it's nothing like complicated. It's just that's how Google Analytics works. It's not some sort of like back-end API system or anything like that. It's literally, they just want Google Analytics to plug into a website. So they don't need Wix for any of that. I'm just looking for a way to make this container some sort of flex thing so that I'm not having to rely on all this free dragging or whatever. That's behavior, scale properties. Don't want to. I thought it'd be like I think you're blocked, mate. I think you've blocked, that's why. Docking, position type. I swear I like spent hours looking at all the tutorials and stuff. What's under this? None. Unless a container is just not even a div. Sections. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drag that onto the page and have a look. So fit to screen. Is that an image? Section, container. No. Yeah. Yeah. Gaps. So this is the pair. I'm trying to think what this is doing like programmatically. So this is the parent. You've got a cell here and a cell here. So these are probably not elements. Let's publish. Probably not elements, but just guides. Originally did when you had to handle the date using make. Say what? What's make got to do with my own? Congratulations, your site is published. Okay, view site. So a little look at the HTML. Cool, main. So you got the head up there, main. Section. Oh, it's quite a lot of HTML it's adding. Loads of HTML it's adding. 5 divs, or parents rather. So that would be the wrapping. 1, 2, 3, 4 divs to get to there. It's a lot of HTML. What is that doing? Oh yeah, what is this looking like? Okay, so that did change the it to an actual list. All right. It's a tough one, boys. It's a tough one. I don't want this to like be a fixed height. I want it to be the height of this stuff. But I want this to be proportionally spaced as well. Stretch. Height auto, so I think that's right. I think that's right. Can I move this? Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Cell, why is that on the right? And that, surely that should be that way. Does that need to be in there? Okay, that's good. Getting somewhere. Okay, that's what I wanted, but what the hell happened there? I think these all had like relative width associated. Let's do that. With regards to, so if that's 19, if I do 19 pixels, I wonder if that's converted to percentages. Yeah, I saw that actually, 5K. Pretty cool, man. I think Twitter, because I really wasn't using Twitter all that much. But I was like, I'm committing to Twitter because it seems to be a good place to another market sort of thing that just don't watch YouTube. So I'm putting videos on Twitter as well now, just to see what happens. It's all a big old experiment. Oh my God, this is difficult, boys. I'm not even going to lie to you. All right, quick add paragraph, because I feel like everything's too fluid. I want this just to be flex. Position type, that's fine. Like I can get around that stuff, but I just want whatever to happen to this. Like, stretch. Okay. to. Getting somewhere with that. Max min. Just seems like there's new options for everything that I click on. Max min. I think that's fine. Space in, HTML tag. I just want to be able to. And see that's, the paragraph is up there, whereas it's placed down there, which is not good for SEO. But I don't think it's just enterprise tools. Like, it's, and I want to do a video on this. It's, they're trying to introduce new ways of doing things. Okay, so this is a web development tool. It's not, you should be able to use stuff like display flex and display grid and whatever, and see those in the interface. But they've obviously thought, there's no need to do that. We're going to do it this way, our way, and not even tell me about, well, I mean, you've got layout here. Set the layout, customize it across breakpoints. I mean, like, but where's gap? They haven't even given the options, or at least they've abstracted some of the options so you don't have to worry about that. So I think it's less just because it's enterprise. I think that's just, I mean, yes, it has the tools to back it up, but that's just a marketing thing. That's just a branding thing. Oh, we're going to go for enterprise, or we're going to go for freelancers. So I'm not quite sure it's an enterprise tool that's the issue. Because I could just go into the CSS and just mess around with it there. 21. And that's 14% from the top. It's not, how do I? It's not 14% or whatever from how it works. I might just leave it like that until I've a bit more clued up on what's going on. Let's do this. Let's change the header. Horizontal menu. Hamburger. Stack. See, they have stacks. So so going back to here, can I change that to a stack? Oops. Containers. And you've got to change the way your brain thinks. That's what's so hard. I feel it's absolute with margin. I don't, well, I mean, we can even have a look. I don't think it is absolute. They keep on going on about this, when you go through the tutorials and stuff, they just keep going on about percentage margin. So where would it even be? Yeah. Height, width, max width. See, I mean, look at this, Jesus. Position relative. So let's have a look at this. Margins. I think it's because it's margin 0. It doesn't need to do that. So I don't think it's absolutes. Anyway, stacks. Layout tools. I mean, could you? No, so that's sections. So they're adamant that you can only use these for sections, not as a child element. What about that? That you can. Or you could do that thing where you can drag upwards like that. I don't know, 80. So that's just a container with that layout that I already had on it, so we don't need that. No, come on. Okay. Stumped, boys. Absolutely stump. Check paragraph. Margins are usually top. I don't know what you're chatting about there, mate. Margins are usually top and bottom, left and right. Well, they are always top and bottom, left and right. Check paragraph. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. That's fine. Let's do this next one. Let's do I like this one because it's CMS stuff, collection stuff. So let's look at I like the way their CMS collections look. I want to know if, where's your CMS? Here, probably. It looks like Airtable. Improving the code experience. Okay, my collections. Create my first collection. Create with AI. No, start from scratch. Okay, reviews. Manage content for static pages. Oh, that's cool. So that is like, if you have like a page that you just don't want to give someone access to the content, because there's two ways of building a website. There is kind of the way that most page builders are leaning into, which is click on the thing you want to edit and edit it directly. Whereas the WordPress or the old school way of doing things was the design is completely rigid and you give your content editor access to items in the field, so they don't even touch design. Which is kind of weird because obviously designers like being able to change things exactly as they want, but I thought they would be like not wanting the client to touch the design, and just they would be happy giving them fields. But there you go. I need some kind of yeah, I agree. Okay, so title. Let's have a look. So let's change that to name. Text. Name. So all validations. Make this required limit. Default value. Encrypt this field content as personally identified. That's cool. GDPR. That's cool. What else we got? We've got image. Let's look. Oh, multi-reference. There it is. There's the boy. Image gallery, documents, audio. Wow. You can actually run JavaScript. But what do we want? We want an image. For tour. Let's have a look what validations we've got there. Required, yeah, made that required. Default value. Cool. I really like this tool. As much as like I'm struggling with it, I like knowing there's like an insane amount of power behind something. That's why I just loved Pinegrow. I don't know if any of you have used Pinegrow, but like, that's why I love Pinegrow so much, is because I knew it could do so much. Rich content, probably not rich content, cool. No, paragraph, that's what we want. Review. How do I make this into, I want a text box rather than, might have to be, let's keep that. I want this to be a text box. Review, and then rating. There you go, rating. It's required, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Let's add me. Let's add a photo of me. My classic. Oh, how do you like Pinegrow? It's definitely more suited for WordPress websites, but I used to use it all the time on static websites. Let's just copy that. Oops. Let's go. Let's have a look at this, because can we change type? No, that's fine. So I'd like to be able to, it'd be cool if you can have like, I don't know, steps. So you can only add 100, 200, 300, or you could do 1.5, you know, and then minimum and maximum. That would be nice for the number field, but it looks like you can't add any things like that. Yeah, but that's fine. My fave part 5 stars, mate. Is why I was looking at 4.5 stars. Whether I could do steps. Okay, cool. Tom. I'm going to leave, whatever. I'll just do that. So have a look what we've got in here as well. Crop and edit. So you've got editing tools. Oh, that's cool. Look. You could. It'd be cool if you can automatically apply, like, okay, let's say for example, where's the saturation? Like a color saturation on all of the images you've uploaded. I mean, I know you can do that with like CSS if they give you that option, but that'd be cool. Oh, cool. You can, whatever. Let's do 5. Okay. Done. Reviews are in. Add a new collection thing, and we probably want background, shape title. 1, 2, 3, hug. What I want is, if I go down to here, I want to go 80 pixels, but then well, actually it might even do it, I don't know. Yeah, it does. So you can set pixels in the margin, but it still seems to scale it, even though you're working with pixels. Let's have a look. Yeah, same. Do they have a Figma to Wix? I don't think so. I don't think they have Figma to Wix. Okay, so that, okay. Margin top. Yeah, so it's still relative. So it's still doing the, that should be 30 pixels. Margin top 80. Oh, that's some complex crap they got going on there, which is kind of crazy. But regardless, it seems to keep that 80 pixels. Right, now, collection list. Let's go. How do I do collection list? CMS, create a collection, and a preset, unless I got to add a repeater. (24). How do I dock it to that? Because I want it relative, I want its position relative to that. Okay. Image source, go to a photo. Very cool. Look at that gorgeous man. Right. Big as this image, 150 by 150. So again, you just deal with pixels. I'm curious to know what the font size is now. I think you just deal with pixels and then it kind of takes care of the rest. So, where is it? Why is that not showing? Mm-mm. I fucked it up now. What I saw as well, you can A/B some of these repeaters. So you can have like alternating background colors or something like that. So I want these to be I want these to determine the height of my element. Right. Where is that getting its 300 from? Here. So what is the height? 382. 82. But I don't want this to be a fixed height, because I don't know how much content is going to be in there. As an example, how much is this? This is 14 pixels. And 32. Okay, so is that, why would set by item? I would have thought that would be the thing that tells it to, you know. I want to move this. Doesn't give me more. I really need to figure out this display thing. Oh, okay. I want to move that down into that, but I can't. Drag from the left or upper edges to add new grid lines. I don't want to do that. I want to move that. Stumped, boys. Stumped. Once I get it, like I feel like this will come together so quickly once I get this display flex thing. So, you know, all of these are proportionately laid out rather than just floating about, not relative to each other. So, dock to top, top margin, align to center. Like that should at least affect. I don't know what's controlling the height of these things either. Like, is it the content? Is it the element? Which element? Like, that looks, to me, looks fixed. I want to go 100%. Height, auto, yeah. Is there a fixed height on this? No, there's not a fixed height on that. That's good. Is there a fixed height on this? Yes. And so these look like they're relative to, let's move them outside completely. Oh, what was that? It looked like it was inside of the header or something. Oh no, it was just there. Okay, so item. Looking at this, and now I really wish the Webflow designer had a light mode. I feel like we've flopped between like light mode and dark mode. In the day, I mean, the whole point in light mode and dark mode was that it's easier to look at in the nighttime. So when you're sat alone in the dark working, they do have a light mode anyway. It's in the settings somewhere, but when you're in the daytime, this is nicer on the eyes, whereas in the nighttime, this is harsh on the eyes. So I wouldn't be too like one or the other. And why can't I affect the height of this? Let's go display flex Wix Studio. See what this has to say. Adding and setting up flex boxes. I do remember there was a flexbox thing. Add elements, layout tools, flex boxes. Why can't you just like change it later on? So in item, maybe this needs to be like quick add. No. Layout, flex boxes. Like, why does this need to be? Why can't you just? I want to add that into there, but dragging and dropping doesn't. What? Show dynamic data on this element. Add data set. Reviews. Data set. No, I don't want to add an We've already got the data set on here. Or do we? Add data set. Reviews. Weird. Photo. Let's just move these. It's annoying how I can't drag those just into there. And it's not connected anymore, which is kind of strange. Quick add paragraph. I'm trying to be patient, boys. I'm trying to be patient. But it's not the easiest. Review. So now it's starting to flow a bit better now. I feel like there's something in here. You know when you turn on a stack in Framer, so Framer you can just drag things on and everything's all floating all over the place, and as soon as you change something, a parent element to a stack, everything just kind of locks in. I feel like I was looking for that here, like on item, I was looking for like stack, and then it would just take all the children and just like lock them into place. But I don't know. I want this to be the height of its child. I want all these to be the height of their child. Width, minimum height. We can just so there's no height or width. So why is this? 150 by 150. So why is that? Why is that not just going and squidging down? Let's change some stuff in here. Oops, what the fuck? Cool. Okay, so that increased the size of that. Why isn't this, why is that also like got a weird negative thing? Sign text. That's the. What does that do? It's as if that's not a child of that. I don't want that to be a fixed height either. Right, let's see if we can figure out the stars, because this could be quite fun. I don't know how I'm going to do that empty star. Copy as SVG. Ball bags, we need another row. How do we get another row? Rows. Oh, add item. Perfect. Move that to there, is it? Under the name. Item. Cool. How are we going to do this? So we have a number. We could, if we have an image, we can have 5 separate images of scaling up. But that just seems like uber messy. Code components are good because we could just pass in a number to a TypeScript component and render it like that. Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got. If we add an image, but I want an SVG. I would like an SVG. How do we do that? iframe. I wonder if a repeater will work. Shape. What does that do? Okay, so there's a bunch of shapes. Bed code, maybe it's that. Oh. Okay, there we have our thing. But I did see there was a JavaScript thing. Balls. Come on. Don't you really need to open up this drag and drop thing? But I did see that. Create an element using a JavaScript file. Where has that been added now? Okay, that's been added there. Choose source. file. So you could, in theory, have like a React file. I'm not convinced by that one. Oh, you're joking. Come on. It doesn't want to repeat or outside of that. I have a feeling we need several like if I've got to open up this. So if we do that and get an empty one, then we need to 2, 3, 4, 5. We got to do this. Which is not what I want to be doing, but there you go. Oh, I've added 6 stars. Doing anything? I'm not fluid with Figma as I'd like to be. Okay, it's doing something. Okay. Just going to leave that as a group, don't I? Oh my God, guys. Oof. Where the hell are these stars? Get rid of these. Right, now. Why is that? That is blatantly not. Come on, when you going, when you out. Perfect. Cool. Done. Done. That definitely doesn't look horizontally distributed, to be fair, but there's looks like there's something fruity going on there. What is that? If I delete it, okay. I reckon it's something to do with the fact it doesn't have a border, maybe? Maybe it's that. Cool. All right. Whatever. Let's do an SVG. 1 star. Only images can be chosen. That is an image. So you can't have an image, an SVG as an image. A bit annoying. Okay. Not going to lie, I'm getting a little bit frustrated with this. Also clicking around, I want a quick menu, that would be nice. That's seemingly not inserting into the item here. Oh. Yeah. I really hope Wix Studio watch this, because it is horrendously unintuitive. Powerful, but unintuitive. And so even if I got that element in there, how do I, display 5 stars based on a number that's there? You've got no link connects to, you've got no well, I don't know actually, let's have a look. Display options. Based on the fact that it's based on a value. Basic shape settings. Yeah. I had huge hopes for this tool. Absolutely huge hopes, but the interface is just, it's just not, like, I can't even drag that. I can't even drag things around. I can drag that, but it's sort of trying to decide too much for me. I would like to keep going with this, but I feel like I need to do more research on it, follow some tutorials or whatever. Because the code mode was another thing that I was really excited about. So you can unlock this code mode, whatever it is, dev mode. And then this is my page JavaScript. So I can just put console log here. I can click on an element and image x3, presumably that's image, yeah, it's still image x3, and then get that with $W, and then hide it or something. Oops. But the other cool thing is that you've got back-end code, and web modules enable you to query the database, return like a subset of data. I don't know, let's just do, what's it called? I don't know, data. Permissions, web method. I think you can import Wix data. Wix data v2. Yeah, this is all getting too complicated now, but like, yeah, you could like query the data, say I just want to return the names, and then from, because it's what they call a web module, you can then fire, well actually I wonder what the URL is for this. Because this will have a URL. Oh no, it won't actually, you can just, you import it then. So master, here we go. What was it called? Multiply. What did I call it? Data. Something like this. Be nice if I could just copy the link and get back in WebJS file container functions.